Welcome, everyone. Welcome, graduates, friends, and families, to the Kresge College 2024 Commencement Ceremony.
Բարի գալուստ, ուսանողներ, ընկերներ եւ հարազատներ, Kresge համալսարանի 2024-ի ավարտական արարողությունը։
Bienvenidos, graduados, colegas y familiares a la ceremonia de graduación de Kresge College 2024.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mayanthi Fernando, and I'm the provost of Kresge College and also an associate professor of anthropology. Before we formally begin, I want to introduce my colleagues here on the stage, whom you've had as your teachers and mentors and are here to celebrate with you. And please wave when I introduce you. Kathy Cooney, Senior Director of Kresge. Dr. Ben Leeds Carson, Professor of Music and former Provost of Kresge. Dr. Ronaldo Wilson, Professor of Literature and Creative Writing. Dr. Stacy Philpott, Professor of Environmental Studies. Dr. Megan Thomas, Associate Professor of Politics. Dr. Nicole Hammond, Associate Professor of Music and Kresge Faculty. Dr. Jeremy Gauger, Kresge Faculty. Dr. Gage Dayton, Director of the UC Santa Cruz Natural Reserves. Tao Mai, former Kresge faculty and current Kresge advisor. And last but not least, Sarah Radoff, Director of Services for Transfer, Reentry, and Resilient Scholars. I want to formally begin our ceremony with a land acknowledgement. The land on which we gather is the unceded territory of the Awaswa-speaking Yupi tribe, the Amamutsan tribal band comprised of the descendants of indigenous people taken to missions Santa Cruz and San Juan Bautista during Spanish colonization of the Central Coast, is today working hard to restore traditional stewardship practices on these lands and heal from historical trauma. Historical events weigh heavily on us as we gather here today, and in writing these remarks, I couldn't help but be struck by how much your years in college have been shaped by upheaval. For those of you who came to UC Santa Cruz 4 years ago, you began during a global pandemic. For those of you who came last year, you had to survive catastrophic storms and flooding. And this year has been a very difficult one too, with deeply distressing international events, including a horrifying war, reverberating through our campus in very local ways. Sometimes it feels hard to celebrate. Yet, throughout it all, you have shown tremendous resilience, courage, and most of all, hope, demonstrating an impressive commitment not just to your own education, but also to making the world better than it is right now. I am honored to stand before you today and to share this moment with you and with your families. So I want to take a moment to simply applaud your effort and your commitment and your hopefulness in getting to this moment and to this place. Congratulations. Since we live here on this land and learn amongst the redwoods at UC Santa Cruz, I want to tell you a story about trees that I hope will provide some wisdom to guide you as you leave this place. When we look at a cluster of trees in a redwood grove, we tend to see individual trees standing alone, and we look up at them, not down. But individual trees are actually connected to each other through their root system. This is how trees communicate and how they care for one another. When a tree is injured, healthy trees surrounding it will send nutrients to the injured tree through their interconnected roots. And by forming a canopy overhead together, each individual tree is protected against storms that might otherwise uproot it. In other words, trees form a community together, and each individual tree survives and thrives only through its connection to other trees. In this increasingly individualistic and fractured world, it's an important lesson to remember that we are interdependent and stronger together. And it's a lesson you already know because you have been a part of a community here at UC Santa Cruz. You have survived and thrived by caring for others and letting them care for you. Remember that you will always have the communities you found here to root you, especially during the stormier moments of life, even as you find new communities wherever you go. So with that bit of wisdom from the Redwoods, I want to turn now to our guest speakers. I am delighted to welcome first Leslie Marquez, our student speaker. Leslie is a legal studies and critical race and ethnic studies double major. This year, she served as the Student Union Assembly Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion and an editor in Tuanas Press, the Communities of Color Collective. Please join me in welcoming Leslie Marquez.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, students, friends, family, and community. Before I start, I'd like to mention that my parents and family did not know I would be speaking today, so this is dedicated to them and all the support they have given me. I am here on this stage because of all of you. I love you all, and I love you so much, Mom and Dad. Okay. My name is Leslie Marquez. I proudly come from a first-generation immigrant, working-class Mexican family from the San Fernando Valley. 818? Okay. I have been a part of student organizations all 4 years in my time here at UCSC. And if there is one thing organizations like Tuanas, Engaging Education, Mecha, and SUA has taught me is when you have an opportunity to be a voice for someone else, you must use it. These spaces have taught me to fight for and stand for justice and liberation of all people. Today, this is my opportunity. It would be an injustice to turn a blind eye on what is happening as we are here today. There are ongoing genocides and atrocities occurring as we speak in Palestine, Yemen, Congo, Sudan, Haiti, and many more occupied lands. You must be wondering why I am sharing this with you on a day that is celebratory, but it is because we must recognize both. I share this with you because it is the truth. While we get our degrees today from this university, we must also remember that the University of California, Santa Cruz is still complicit and investing in genocide. We must remember that a few weeks ago, the same university spent thousands of dollars on police from multiple counties to be sent to the base of campus against students fighting for the divestment of this institution's active participation in genocide, land occupation, and weapon manufacturing. We must remember that there are no more universities left in Gaza. So while we are here, we must honor and recognize the countless lives lost. We must see through this university's facade. The University of California's motto is "Let there be light." So let us shed light on the injustice, and instead, let us be the light. As Kresge affiliates, I also remind you of our college theme, power and representation. There is power in representation. There is power in fighting for justice. There is power in numbers. Most importantly, there is power in community. One thing I have learned in my time here is that nothing can be done alone. It is through community organizations that I will be forever grateful to, as they are where I have gained the most knowledge and support to create change not only on this campus, but beyond Santa Cruz. My community has held me up on days when I could not keep going. They have guided me, redirected me, nourished me, and taught me the power I hold. Our communities have been able to create change on this campus through collective action, community-led movements, through art and creativity, but most importantly, with each other. We are the very reason why this university is able to function, the students. It is through community and collectivity that we are able to feel empowered and safe. My community is the very reason why I believe in a better world. It is why I believe and imagine a world of liberation, healing, justice, and love for all. As activist and member of the Black Liberation Army and Black Panther Party, Assata Shakur once said, "It is our duty to fight for our freedom. It is our duty to win. We have nothing to lose. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our chains." This journey, yes, Assata Shakur. This journey and path that we are on is one with many challenges and trials, but it is also one with many changes and moments of growth. So with that, I remind you to hold on to each other, lean into your community, create community wherever you are, because together we are stronger. Class of 2024, we are truly unlike any other. We are one of the strongest, most powerful, most determined, most inspiring, most resilient individuals. I believe we are the generation that will make a lifetime of change. We are change makers. We are the voice of our generation. We are the leaders not of tomorrow or the future, but of today, right now. You all have a purpose, and you being here today is no accident. We are here today because we have a purpose and a mission to change this world and to leave it with our legacy. Remember, what we have accomplished and learned in these past 4 years does not end at UCSC. These knowledges, experiences, and memories go with you everywhere you go. Know that whatever dreams and passions you have are worth it, and you have everything you already need to follow them. And if you want to go far, go together. Today may be the end of our undergraduate journeys, but it is only the beginning for what is yet to come. Free Palestine and long live the student intifada. Congratulations.
Thank you, Leslie, for such a fantastic and heartfelt speech. That was a fantastic way to end your time here at UC Santa Cruz. I really appreciate you. I am now delighted to welcome our keynote faculty speaker, Dr. Ronaldo Wilson. Dr. Ronaldo V. Wilson is professor and director of the Creative Writing Program at the University of California, Santa Cruz. He is an award-winning poet, interdisciplinary artist, academic, and author of 6 collections of hybrid and experimental works spanning poetry, fiction, mixed genre theory, performance, and digital sound and visual art. His interdisciplinary works appear in places such as The Black Scholar, Bomb Magazine, GLQ, a journal of gay and lesbian studies, and the LA Review of Books Quarterly. Although he's been a keynote speaker at many, many commencements, this is Dr. Wilson's first time as a keynote commencement speaker here at UC Santa Cruz. And I'm thrilled that he chose Kresge and chose to write a poem for our graduates. Dr. Ronaldo V. Wilson.
Congratulations, right? It's quite an honor to be here, and as Professor Fernando has announced, and Provost, that I did construct a poem. So it's my honor to share it with you. It's something that maybe echoes the speakers before us. It's called Dear Graduatings. Dear Graduatings for the UCSC Kresge class of 2024, and all of us an opening. One morning after an election, before I knew any of you, or any of you well, a morning in which I was broken hearted, I looked into a sea of confusion and grief, and thanked you for coming to school. It was after an election before which there were many, and many after, many too, and all amidst the same wars or other wars, and many buzzed with your battle to get up by cell alarm. Watch the baggy, lived-in drip styles between studies, and still the line, and the lines, between jobs, between going out or not, or hovering at a table or a desk in a cubicle, but showing up in your seats while still attending to the gyre in the ocean. Such aloneness in knowing how to be still, when we need to learn from you how to be still. I was so proud to be in front of you that morning after it happened. You did it all. You washed your face and brushed your teeth. It happens, the shootings, the trials, the virus, the worry, the rot, the sun cuts. As I am today in front of another lectern, in front of seats and angles of which there are many of you now who've excelled after study, after play, after stress, in the ever demand of how do we make it? It's one question you may have asked to get to hear, mind to mind, the question bound to the many rhizomatic roots below the redwoods, below us disassembling earth wings, stretches under, unwinds out of where more roots dig and spread. One morning after no sleep, or some, who will win? Who will lose? Who will war? For whom will peace come? Dear graduatings, dear teachers, dear staff, dear wild turkeys, dear deers, dear slug, dear other, dear quiet, dear growth, overlooking a bay, or into this chance for peace of mind, of freedom, the work of life, as in a dream where a baby burgeons in a belly above a bed, barely a profile made of cheekbone and skin, stretched thin as a drum tapped in the morning. You've shown up again, equipped for the afternoon, in the time for events that collapse. You still create in the pandemic, in the war, in the strike, in the afternoon, of which your evening flows in your sleepy and alert readings of the assignment. This happened. All of us are students in the moment of now. We trust you. Go be the head of the opening, the bow, the stern, the wing, the air, the light, in every glint of hope. I trust you in the study, in the mark-making, in the calculation, in the pondering, in the set of suppositions, even in the hunch after the need and before the want to get it right, in the dreamings and in the texts you read and the text sent. I trust you. Hit send. You here came to us to learn. But we learn as much from you too, to send you further into your openness, ascendant, even behind masks, behind screens, at home, AI, it's all so real. Your particular study is ever so human, to show out of grief, out of passion, and to do well, to do your best, or to do a little better than your mom, or dad, or grandpa, or sister, or cousin. Or cousin sisters and their grandmas. Your faces beam in all of them. To do well, to do well. So too does desire in what I know to be the truth in being present. For instance, can I tell you about a battle still vexed? Some said it's wrong out there. So in here we encamped and escaped to the edge of a radius. Some breathed different, But we all still worry. Some ignore. I, ignoramus, offer an exilic quiet in study. My love is for you beings in the library, in the bed, in the cover, out the covers, in the pivot, where we all keep trying. We did it. We do it. I hope you're okay. Dear graduatings, that morning is this morning. Not that I think what I can say to you captures the sudden cough, where I usually have a voice, out of which alerts my unrest or query, out of which too may echo yours, in how to be curious during the struggle of how to balance the many decisions going against you, them, us, that constant rub, that erasure or building you chose to go up against or to escape is, I'd say, faith. It's tricky, but I know you're well trained to now show up. We say, go. I flew so far away to write this, to a poetry reading with friends I've known now for most of my life. There's intimacy in intimacies, one poet in answer to my question, why not poetry when so always the political speech? Said degradation, and I heard gradation. It's also loud. Another poet answered my questions, humans are tender beings. My funny misreading of tender as currency, but what of the poet's intention, tender as soft, fragile and ready like you, dear graduatings, blooming against degradation. I pivot again with you. So why the poem? I know I can't teach its mystery in a city so far away, where I now write from inside the cab's fisheye windows, armpits and buildings, perspectival lines on lines, scalar skies, and I juke any mean sideways glances. Dear graduatings, run into your night, or stay put to breathe through the tearing black, in which I know you know the blues, as a dark pitch where you stand at the face of the ineffable, the impossible, both sights of the unknowable, to sip in exhaustion, or pound where the swath of violence gives way to your tender ways. Maybe if I saw you in the morning, would I know you there? And maybe in the daylight you have come here, and maybe you will, maybe be there and be everything, and maybe da-da-do-do, da-da-da. Dear graduatings, why not? Baby birds, beak open, feed to glare into the bright sky. This is your time. Why not? I look out into the horizon line and I see a searing gray. Note its silence, but I hear too the bay. Listen, I am lifted by you into a future where you must invent, and you've already made it. Dear graduatings, look out into what you faced, both wind and breath, into the hot, bruised lung and heart's surface struck. Your future in the end is ours. How you carry us and seek what we must reimagine. Dear graduatings, you see us and us as you do you. I trust you to the silver sheen ends calm on the tail of the vibrant wild coast where we've perched, tiptoed on the sea, smooth clay putty, hard cliff, the tide pools while our bare souls grip, and you soar, and you soar, and you soar. Surely, as I see you in the morning, I know you there, and surely in the broad day you will go there, and surely you are everything. And no, graduatings, you will fly there, and surely you will fly there. Da-da-do-do, da-da-do-do. Congratulations, congratulations. Congratulations, 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 and surely congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson, for that incredible and moving poem and for your dedication to the students here at Kresge and at UC Santa Cruz more generally. And thank you again to Leslie Marquez, our student speaker. Before our graduates begin walking on stage, I just want to remind you about how this will work. And like I said, I'm an anthropologist, so ritual really matters to me. Graduates will receive their diplomas one by one. Graduates, when you receive your diploma, please go back to your seats. Don't just wander off. Friends and family, please stay seated in your seats, and please do not walk up to the stage or block any aisles during this part of the ceremony. Feel free to cheer your student and cheer loudly, but please allow every student's name to be read and heard. Once every student receives their diploma and is back in their seats, I'll offer a few more words to our graduates. Then we'll hear a short video message from the Chancellor that officially confers your degrees. And then I will close our ceremony by asking you to turn your tassels and let your family and friends fully honor you as new graduates. And then we'll process back out and you can join your families and friends to celebrate your accomplishment. So we'll begin by inviting our graduates onto the stage to receive their diplomas.
Christopher Paul D. Marinas Gutierrez.
Natalie Ann Nichols.
Isabella Marie Bellflower.
Riley James Thornton. Elizabeth Kelly Wilkinson. Evelyn Nathalie Roma Lopez. Stella Tucciarello. Matthew Joseph Ramirez. Samantha Sakata. Mi Lynn Diep Wilson.
Anthony Butera. Jesse Burdick, William Michael Burt,
Gavin Michael Pino,
Camille Rose Kobolin,
Isabel Selling,
Daisy Liseth Herrera,
Naomi Esther Weiss, Lauren McPherson,
Beckett Avery,
Amanda Karine Popoca Hernandez,
Arad El Kayam,
Amir Suhail Manan Naimzada,
Sophie Rose Dalrymple,
Isabel Morali Moore, Isabella Eve McCracken, Martin Vale,
Dashiell Gillingham,
Leslie Abigail Marquez, Roberto Efren Osorio,
Fernando Chuy Estrada Rizo,
Kate McCrum,
Nicole Heredia Osuna,
Giovanni Sosa Legaspi,
Andy Nicole Chan,
Sean Swan Hugh Nguyen, Valentina Maria Rosidi,
Kyla Corvera,
Ishan Rajiv Mehta, Alexandra Anya Tavakoli,
Preeti Batula,
Megan Neidig. Tuan K. Ta. Brandon Michael Shapiro. Hang Ted So. Barak Simrat.
Nathan Loretta. Sing Yu Lai. Quinn Davis. Liam Paul Harton. Aaron Akamine.
Sneha Yelavarthi.
Aubrey Babala. Lara Lopez.
Anaí Viviana Rosales. Joshua Michael Nevins. Lucy Hong Win. Amalia Mae Thomas. Bailey Edward Rios. Hana Elahe Sagachi.
Alyssa Yesenia Guerrero. Edward Stephen Garcia Franco. Wallace Lee. Sev Arguelles Hill.
Braden J. Smith.
Lena Sofia Durrani. Henry Garcia Quispe. Larissa Ann Gruno. Sarah Nicole Chavez. Antoinette Chan. Kaylee Christine Davies. Angie Lisette Guarcas.
Abhay Pisharoti. Basil Marlena Paninella.
Veronica Giselle Flores Mejia. Rosa Louise Casterline. Zoe Exter. Natasha Kashikar.
Hal Tran. Javin Claire Vasquez. Sophia Yasmin Muro.
Jacob William Dickerman. Vincent Hamilton.
Nicolas Isaias Ortega.
Rue Morgan Andrea Weezar Wiley.
Alejandro Amador Zamora Jimenez. Albert Eugene Martinez.
Claire Dresser.
Tiffany Wynn. William Riley Patterson. Sofia Ramos Pellegrini.
Logan Leeds. Chloe Rose Brudney.
Ioana Brianna Nika.
Raven Mahina Pua Siglani.
Finn Douglas Thompson. Uma Helene Miller. Carly Lewis Van.
Aria Taylor Huth.
Madison Y. Ormsby.
Brian Bautista Camilo.
Emerald Waters.
Irene Yemnok Lee.
Brian Alexis Puerto Sanchez.
Anna Candelaria. Beatrice Dutra E. Mello. Cole Carlson. Victor Oliver Camargo.
Aiden R. Younger. Alex Rodriguez.
Omar Ayman Abu Kader. Abby Grace Dickman. Peliki Lopez Martin. Calum Barati.
Kyle Christopher Thomas.
Genesee Gallegos. Nayeli Guadalupe Gutierrez. Aiden James Andreessen. Alina Carter.
Julian Remke.
Benjamin Fredericks.
Alex Markin. Jordan Ashley Schwendinger.
Tony Salvatore Cardinal. Aurelius Cummings.
Angelina Sofia Zepeda. Jose Agustin Zepeda.
Ethan Chu.
Matthew Michael Renfro.
Salma Caridad Headley.
Erica Valadez. Ava Luna Villar.
Megan Georgina Cody. Guixiang Li.
Chrissy Ann Rubio. Natalie Sheeman.
Cooper Wayne Boyle. Anali Hidalgo. Ethan Samuel Hervais.
Paige Anne Marie Radford.
Cromwell de Guzman.
Sylvie Malone.
Amin Baitelman. Rebecca Jade Carwithen. Alicia Victoria Dzikowski.
Yasmin Nika Shibata. Travis Peza. Zara John Laura Dale Zeri. Will Vartanian.
Michael Dadayan. Grace Evelyn Corcoran. Isabel Catherine Annuncia de Blois.
Josefina Liana Molinelli Stevenson. Megan Spangler.
Daniel Acevedo. Daniel J. Gallegos. Jack Cunha Gregorczyk.
Rain L. Sherwood.
Nicholas Kennedy. Jessica Garcia Solis.
Michelle Ng. Itzeli Martinez.
Katie Edwards. Chung Wai Chong.
Freddie Sanchez Jr. Alex Probden.
Jack Copeland. Chance Billick. Mimi Chavez. Gerard Labriola. Philippe Ryan Kagan. Christoph Caswell Davis. Diane Vanessa Diaz.
Soli Munoz.
Elizabeth Ling Feeney.
Sienna Wells.
Ide Keys.
Monica Rodriguez Vazquez. Kimberly Nicole Porras.
George Norman Anarusis.
Ava Gabrenia.
Jenny Aguilar Magana. Lillian Franco. Cecilia Silby Chang.
Desiree Anaya Rodriguez. Maya Michelle Jardiniel Mislan.
Alejandro Hernandez. Sora Kunishi Gray,
Tree Moses, Alex Yu, Nick Wilkinson, Sophia K. Singh,
Suleiman Asif,
Lauren Nicole Takaichi, Fatima Salah,
Alina Gonzalez,
Sophie Engelhart Martin,
Eric Hernandez,
Evelyn Orduño, Natalia Torres, Yvette Naomi Rodriguez,
Camden Frederick Beard,
Aaliyah Destiny Marquez, Corey Yaten, Naomi Sol Ortiz, Zach Nobuo Nakamura,
Mayana Abasi Iban Akbakpa, Joshua Calvendra,
Karina Jade Neely, Leo Philip Mutarelli, Ziyuan Wang, William James Chavez Webster, Nathan Madrid May, Alejandro Miguel Quintanar,
Christopher Adam Farago, Kevin Kang,
Kayla Bright, Rihanna Ann Mitten,
Lily Aaron Hooper. Thor Spencer Harkin. Nitzan Yoel Bachner Lowenberg. Ellie Annabella Corona.
Michelle Wang. Natalie Lauren Schlesinger. Aaron Overton.
Ren Landis. Brian Cooey. Ziyi Lin.
Sarah Amr Mahmood. Jorge Eduardo Perez.
Abed Hassan Ayad.
Cynthia Villanueva.
Bailey Brothers.
Brett Moon Chavez Montoya.
Anthony Young. James Good. Tao Jo Yi Carmichael.
Justine McHewitt.
Liliana Castro. Kalila Hagos. Nicholas Chong. Corey Charles Cooper. Marlene Guerrero. Wanxian Li.
Uliana Vasiliev.
Zaid Khan. Douglas Kramer. Corey Ann Harrow.
Kiara Mariko Rock.
Cindy J. Agudo. Tamara Grace Bush-Buyuk.
Kimberly Paniza. Marian Zlateva. Sandy Mosgrave. Zoe Catherine McRae. Jason Rodriguez.
Jem Chizem.
Zane Robert Tellez. Lang Ting Wang.
Maggie Lee.
Louis Staus. Gautam Srinivasan. Philip Tan. Eric Jiahua Xie. Nina Francesca Razon Yaloon.
Andrew Cruz.
Smiles a Lot Scott Overby.
Michael Jesse Estrada Jr. Lucille Fairfax Asbury.
Emily Carissa Morales.
Elizabeth Sky Glimmy. Bo Carlos Jordan. Gregory Isaac Lubarski,
Jennifer Kim Nguyen, Vivian Vo Tong,
Magdalene Joan Edwards, Jeevan Bueller, Ellie Chang,
Kyle Thomas Yoshida, Thomas Policchino,
Maya Love Berkovitz,
Michelle Villegas de la Rosa, Akela Lauren Traxler,
Elizabeth Bennett Hidalgo, Rio Allegra Herrera,
Nicholas Petruzzelli, Aiden Satuito, Mauricio Andrew Velasco,
Alexandra Janine Anist, Faith Vivian Carrillo, Ashley Hernandez,
Grayson Padro,
Gage Elias Palmaville, Kerem Burak Arslan, Harshita Kakani, John W. Cardinale,
Jennifer Sotelo Perez, Lillian Selena Amira Nabkel,
Jack Dostie,
David Wynn, Jasmine Rodriguez, Kelly Shu, Catherine Arlene Vasquez.
Leonardo Dulanto. Alex Leong.
Yufan Tang. Genevieve Rivera. Ethan Harrison Parker. Gregory Rucker. Madia Padilla Modesto Menzies Graves. Michael James Serrano Jr.
Stephanie Susan Cruz.
Okay, to close, I'm going to give you a chance in a minute to stand up and face your families after the video plays, but to close this beautiful ceremony, and I have a few more words for you, I want to end with one more story from our non-human relatives here in the Redwoods that I hope you will take with you wherever you go, diploma in hand. And it's a story about birds from a book by Robin Wall Kimmerer, an Indigenous scholar and environmental biologist. She writes that many Indigenous traditions share an understanding that all of us, all beings, are endowed with a particular gift, a unique ability. Birds are able to sing, for instance, and stars to shine. And these gifts have a double nature, Kimmerer tells us. A gift is also a responsibility. If the bird's gift is song, then it has a responsibility to greet the day with music. It is the duty of birds to sing, and the rest of us to receive the song as a gift. Like the birds with their gift of song, each of you has a unique ability, a gift that makes you you. As you go forward into the world, I want you to ask yourselves, what is my gift and my responsibility to myself, to my community, and to the world? Whatever that gift is, whatever that ability may be, I know that you will use, having seen you today, I know that you will use your gift to lift each other up, to lift up your communities, to lift up the world, and to remake that world, this world, into a more just, more free, more equitable place for all. Kresge Class of 2024, that will be your gift to us. Congratulations again.
Students, please rise if you are able. Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Regents and President of the University of California, I now confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Sciences as appropriate, with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. You may now move your tassels from right to left, signifying the conferral of your undergraduate degree. Graduates, you accomplished much in your time at UC Santa Cruz, and I know that great things lie ahead for you. You leave us now as UC Santa Cruz alumni. We hope that you will keep in touch. Congratulations and good luck.
We are going to we're going to close on a more communally, I don't know. I'm going to say a few more things, let's just say, okay? To close, and I invite those of you who walked away to come back so you can do this with your friends. To close this ceremony, I would like all of you to stand up and face your families for this important ritual moment. Kresge graduating class of 2024, I invite you to turn your tassels from right to left. You are officially college graduates. You can even throw your caps up in the air now. This would be the time. Okay, a few more notes. We're going to process back down the aisle, faculty first, followed by our graduates, to formally close the ceremony. I want to thank everyone for attending the 2024 Kresge College Commencement Ceremony. Congratulations again.